One Zambia, one nation. A warm welcome to the main news coming to you live from our Lusaka studios here at ZNBC. To present the news, my name is Collins Mienga with Pastor Johannes, the sign language interpreter. The headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema has officially opened the first session of the 13th National Assembly, setting the tone for his administration's development agenda for the next 5 years. And a number of stakeholders have welcomed pronouncements made by President Hichilema. The country has recorded 3 COVID-19 related deaths. And the state has entered a nolle prosequi in a case of the wife of Chief Muguni and 4 others who were accused of abduction. Have the details of those stories. Stay tuned.
Please make those payments and take dinner out the freezer. Enjoy your day off.
Hey.
How was your day?
Great.
Did you pay the bills?
Abby did it.
And the plumber?
Abby did it.
Send money to your mom?
Abby did it.
Who's Abby?
Abby.
Bank on WhatsApp with Abby, your 24/7 digital personal banker. Another digital innovation that gets things done.
Did you take dinner out the freezer?
And now here are the details. President Hakainde Hichilema has officially opened the first session of the 13th National Assembly, setting the tone for his administration's development agenda for the next 5 years. President Hichilema, who highlighted a wide range of policy pronouncements, stated that rebuilding the economy is top of the government's agenda. He said this in his maiden speech to the House under the theme Creating a United, Prosperous and Equitable Zambia, Restoring Economic Growth and Safeguarding Livelihoods. Ruth Chainda now gives us the details in the following report.
He steps into parliament for the first time following his election as the 7th president of Zambia. President Hakainde Hichilema, who was escorted by First Lady Mutinta, touched on many national issues, among them the fight against corruption.
We will wage war on corruption and not spare any expense to ensure that perpetrators are made to account for their improper conduct. There will be no sacred cows in the fight against corruption, past, present, and future. To enhance transparency and accountability in our national affairs, we will review the policy and the legal framework for oversight institutions to enable them to effectively fight corruption and economic crimes.
President Hichilema says his administration will enhance access to justice, ensure strict adherence to the rule of law, and upholding of human rights.
We shall restore the rule of law and protect human rights and property. No more savagery behavior. We will implement electoral reforms to strengthen the independence of the Electoral Commission of Zambia. We will also reform the Public Order Act to facilitate its fair application and prevent the abuse of the past that we've seen.
The head of state also gave his position on the issues surrounding the petitioning of elections.
Our democracy has become a shining example on the continent and the world at large, as evidenced by the just ended general elections under difficult conditions and a peaceful transition. I shall stay to my text. I don't believe in petitions. I don't believe in wasting money on by-elections.
President Hichilema also committed himself to promoting the One Zambia, One Nation motto.
We will make the national motto of One Zambia, One Nation once more a reality. Let us take individual responsibility for the common good of our people. We must promote peaceful coexistence and put an end to violence against each other.
President Hichilema also shared his vision for the education and health sector, where he said he will realign the sectors to ensure they contribute to economic development.
Education curricula will be reviewed to ensure that it is in line with the required artisan skills and our development aspirations and goals of our country. Emphasis will be placed on entrepreneurship, which will be aligned with the current socio-economic requirements in the country. Our administration will also reform the higher education loan and bursary scheme. The reform is aimed at ensuring that learners who have potential to excel, especially the girl child, but are unable to afford to pay school or university fees are supported. Our administration will enhance healthcare financing to improve the quality of health service delivery to our people. We will also ensure that rural and urban communities are involved in the planning and delivery of health services as closer to our people as possible.
The head of state also held a minute of silence in honor of Zambia's first Republican president, Kenneth Kaunda, and Chief Justice Irene Mambilima, among others. Ruth Chainda, ZNBC News, Lusaka.
And President Hichilema says the policy to address physical fitness will be implemented to ensure confidence is restored in the economy. The head of state says a robust national development plan for the year 2022 to 2026 will be put in place, and that this will focus on the development goal contained in the UPND manifesto. Sharon Kunda gives us the details in the following report.
President Hakainde Hichilema has announced sweeping reforms in his maiden speech to Parliament meant to rev up the country's economy. President Hichilema says his administration's major focus is to get the economy back on track by realigning fundamentals. He says government will put in place a workable plan for the economy, manage national debt, and lift people out of poverty.
Rebuilding our economy is top on our agenda, as this is what will deliver jobs and better livelihoods for our people, all our people. We have indeed inherited an economy that is in dire straits and requires bold and decisive action to be taken to ensure recovery.
The head of state says government has a robust national development plan for the year 2022 to 2026 to deliver the UPND's national vision and aspirations for the citizens.
The levels of poverty in our country are unacceptably high. We must end the vicious cycle of poverty and bring prosperity to all our people. We will work to reduce various forms of inequality and create a more equitable society. We will safeguard the livelihoods of our people, especially the poor and vulnerable in our society.
On the mining front, the president says there is also need to review the mining tax policy in consultation with stakeholders.
This is aimed at introducing a stable mining tax regime necessary to increase investment in the sector. We will ensure that our people receive their fair share from our mineral wealth, not to be observers, not to be symbolic observers.
He also announced government's plans for the tourism sector as well as boosting international trade. With regards to the energy sector, government will implement structural and financial reforms at ZESCO to increase efficiency. President Hichilema says his administration has committed itself to immediately stop excessive public expenditure as a way of halting further accumulation of debt.
We will engage our debt, our creditors on debt restructuring to restore credibility in the markets, sustainability of the debt. Further, accelerated growth will also improve our debt carrying capacity.
The theme for President Hichilema's maiden speech was creating a united, prosperous and equitable Zambia, restoring economic growth and safeguarding livelihoods. Sharon Kunda, ZNBC News, Lusaka.
Meanwhile, the president has spelled out his administration's intention to invest in the agricultural sector through comprehensive programming and restructuring. Mark Zidigone now reports.
Agriculture remains the key sector which can be used to turn around the economic fortunes of Zambia. This is why President Hakainde Hichilema is determined to improve the sector with the view of increasing productivity. Speaking during the official opening of the first session of the 13th National Assembly, President Hichilema said his administration will provide affordable agricultural inputs for small-scale farmers.
To improve agricultural production, productivity, government will ensure access to affordable agricultural inputs such as fertilizer, chemicals, pesticides, and others.
President Hichilema also made some pronouncements aimed at supporting livestock production by focusing on stocking and restocking.
Restructure the sector to focus on activities and interventions that raise production and productivity in crops, livestock, and fisheries. We will create a conducive and stable environment, which is a critical precondition for agricultural transformation.
Aquaculture was another area that the head of state pointed out.
In this regard, we will promote the expansion and the intensification of fish farming across the country, especially among women and our youth. We will also promote production of fingerlings as well as establishment of hatcheries in the country to facilitate the growth of the aquaculture industry.
President Hichilema also disclosed plans to revise the existing agricultural policies to enhance production and productivity. Mark Ziligone, ZNBC News, Lusaka.
And jubilation characterized the official opening of the first session of the 13th National Assembly as President Hichilema arrived at Parliament grounds. President Hichilema was welcomed by the Speaker, Nelly Muti. Here is a report. Meanwhile, various stakeholders have welcomed pronouncements made by President Hichilema. European Union EU head of delegation in Zambia, Yansik Yonsko, says the EU is ready to work with government in strengthening the economy.
For some, business came to a standstill as they followed proceedings of the ceremonial opening of the first session of the 13th National Assembly. In some public places, Lusaka residents were glued to television sets, while others, mostly taxi drivers, were tuned to radio. Social media too was busy, indicative of Zambia's anticipation as they await to hear the plans of the new government. A ZNBC News crew spoke to some residents, and a couple of expectations by the people are clear.
Yeah, on expectations, I'll pick just one, the opportunities for the youths. As you can see in this community, we have a lot of junkies, they call them junkies. Reasons being because those guys, they don't have opportunities. So I'm expecting the president to implement on the opportunities for all people. Yeah, they should go stick and implement what they promised, and we support them.
Ape vafunika zona utati ngati minister wamu minister wemuda afunika zona utati aikondweresa ministry yake ameneje utati na bantu bake bamene baje achitabwanji bakwansomvera mushe
ba MPO bandete abo basadide beraikala mu beraika fe mu office.
So we're expecting to see the members of parliament in their constituencies working.
During the proceedings, President Hakainde Hichilema tackled corruption, and that in this new era there will be zero tolerance to corruption. It is for this reason that residents have called for measures implemented, such as no careerism, to be fulfilled.
We are happy that the administration of the UPND is tackling the issue of cadres in markets and bus stations. We hope this continues.
President fire unsika fye wino fo telefo fye pitirishe nefyo baliranda chalo chiwameko trenda bwino onsera yusi bababike mu parliament.
The call for many is that of restoring international and local confidence in all sectors of the economy. For Chimeleta, ZNBC News, Lusaka.
has called for an induction meeting for all the cabinet ministers. The meeting will be held on September 13, 2021 at Mulungushi International Conference Center. President Hichilema has since directed that the entire cabinet must attend this meeting without fail. This is according to a correspondence by Secretary to the Cabinet, Simon Miti, to ministers and copied to the Vice President. The state has entered a nolle prosequi in a case in which wife of Chief Mogoni and 4 others were accused of abduction with intent to confine. This came to light when the matter came up for commencement of trial at the Ijoma Magistrate Court in Ijoma today. Senior Public Prosecutor Alex Yalukwa told the court that the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, has instructed that the matter be discontinued, and in response, Ijoma resident Magistrate Ethel Piri discharged the accused as the application by the state was within the law. The 5 accused persons in this matter were Veronica Mogoni, Javin Sigoloka, Vincent Lelanda, Axon Sejani, and Fins Malambo. In the first account, they were accused of abducting Feluna Hatembo, and in the second account, they were accused of abducting Newton Hatembo with intent to cause them to be secretly and wrongfully confined.
I want to say that this case, which has been discontinued by the DPP, is part of the wide approach that was hatched by the former government to stop our current president from contesting the 2021 elections. We all know why the Ferunas were running away from. They've been appearing, they've been speaking to the media at various fora. They are running away from any individual who wanted to force them to appear.
Meanwhile, various stakeholders have welcomed pronouncements made by President Hichilema. European Union EU head of delegation in Zambia, Jacek Yawansko, says the EU is ready to work with the government in strengthening the economy.
Following his address to Parliament, a number of stakeholders have reacted to President Hakainde Hichilema's speech. European Union EU Ambassador Jacek Jankowski welcomed the President's speech and said the EU is ready to work with the Zambian government.
And the European Union is ready to support the government of Zambia to achieve, to improve the situation, economic situation especially, because this is the most important. So as I said, very, very ambitious agenda, and we are ready to support the government to make it happen.
For British High Commissioner Nicholas Woolley, respect for human rights and the rule of law is of great importance.
There was a lot there of priorities that the President set out, which the UK shares as its own priorities, whether that is addressing the issues of climate change, of promoting human rights, of increasing trade and investment, tackling COVID and other global health emergencies. These are all areas where we're looking forward as the United Kingdom to working very closely with the new Zambian administration.
Opposition MMD leader Nevas Mumba said President Hichilema's focus to increase productivity is also part of the MMD's main strategy to boost the economy.
The similarities between President Hakainde's policy direction and that of the Movement for Multi-Party Democracy is striking. As you are aware, our #1 fight as MMD is the fight against corruption. And we did not want it to be just in words. We wanted him to create some information of a framework.
But leader of the opposition, Brian Munduvile, and PNUP leader, Hyvie Hamududu, asked that President Hichilema should have focused more on free education and other pre-election campaign messages.
You will agree with me that the pre-election promises were premised on free education, reduction in youth unemployment, and indeed dealing with cadreism. What we expected was the president to come out very clearly on some of these key items.
We have a lot to do, both us in the opposition and the government. I hope going into the future, the right side, which is the government side, can also meet the opposition and crack issues around the policies. We are very far from getting to where we want as a country.
President Hichilema has assured that there will be improved productivity and service delivery under his administration. Wilson Mulinda, ZNBC News, Lusaka.
And jubilation characterized the official opening of the first session of the 13th National Assembly as President Hichilema arrived at Parliament grounds. President Hichilema was welcomed by the Speaker Nelly Muti. Here is a report.
From the UPND choir to the Ngoni impis and everything in between. The Parliament grounds were a hive of activities, and ZNBC was there just for you.
But that would be a lot of work, isn't it?
It will be a lot of work.
A lot of work indeed for the security wings that were present here to ensure a smooth flow of the deliberations. The dignitaries walked in just in good time before the presidential motorcade did. And that's how President Hakainde Hichilema arrived, waving at the audience in his symbolic white gloves alongside his wife Mutinta. The guard of honor, the fly past and the 21-gun salute was mounted in honor of the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. The president later proceeded into the chambers for the very first time and delivered his maiden speech. Meanwhile, various stakeholders have described the presidential speech as progressive. Lufola Nkawani, ZNBC News in Lusaka.
And that report brings us to our first commercial break. We'll be back on the other side. Keep watching.
I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. I don't care if they know the truth about how much I care for you. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. There's nothing I wouldn't do.
Show some love to your fabrics with Boom Bubble Plus washing powder with powerful dirt-fighting enzymes and special color protection. Whiter whites and brighter colors. Fabrics love Boom.
I love you.
Challenges?
We love challenges.
They're a part of life.
You face them every day.
But what gets us through them is facing them together.
When you need to send money to family and friends, we make it possible because we know that every kwacha that you send means more than just money. Use ZICB mobile banking to send money from your bank account to MTN, Airtel, and Zamto mobile money wallets. Call 7000 or download the app to open your account. Zambia Industrial Commercial Bank, making tomorrow possible.
Management and staff of Zambia Education Publishing House, ZEF, formerly Kenneth Kaunda Foundation, KKF, would like to extend their hearty congratulations to the 7th President of the Republic of Zambia, His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, and Her Honor Mrs. Mtali W.K. Nalumango, Vice President of the Republic of Zambia. We wish you God's guidance as you lead the education sector through the publication, printing, and distribution of educational materials countrywide.
The board, management and staff of the Civil Aviation Authority wish to join the rest of the nation in congratulating His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, the 7th Republican President of Zambia. We also extend our heartfelt congratulations to Her Honor, the Vice President, Mrs. Mutalena Lomango. May the Almighty God grant you and your entire leadership grace, wisdom, and good health as you lead this nation of Zambia to prosperity. Your Excellency, we wish to assure you of our unwavering support.
Download the Indo Mobile Banking app today and do more on the go with benefits such as bank-to-mobile money transfers, school payments, airtime purchase, bill payments, and so much more. Indo Zambia Bank, supporting you, developing Zambia.
What can you do with 5 kwacha? Not a lot. A 5 kwacha Auto Boost can get you 1,900 kwacha extra IO cover. Bernard Mulindu auto boosted, and Bernard received a total payout of 2,070 kwacha when he needed it most. Here is Bernard's story.
My name is Bernard Mulindu. I'm from Kayeni Hospital Church. It's a 5 problem. 296 cash. Masanya kwa chat. Wametumira kwa 2 pinisebe. Kaya manda kusongera tukara mupradiki yako datawole bomba. Alipira kwa nabana kuma school. Aba balipigwa wale bombenchi tulisuma sana.
Dial *296# to auto boost and quickly grow your IO recharge with care cover each time you recharge. IO together with MTN. IO, because you care.
And in business news tonight, the Zambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry ZAC says President Hichilema has set a good start for real industrialization. We have details after this message from our sponsor.
Managing your Zisk Life policy just got easier with the newly introduced Zisk Life app. You can now make payments through MTN Mobile Money, Airtel Money, Zamtel Kwacha, or using your Visa card. You can also submit claims and check statements from anywhere and at any time. Talk about convenience. All you have to do is download the Zisk Life app from either Google Play Store or Apple Play Store and sign up. Go on, download the app today for ease and convenience. For more information, call 838 or visit www.zisklife.co.zm.
Zisk Life, securing you all the way.
News in details. The Zambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry ZAC says President Hichilema has set a good start for real industrialization. ZAC President Chawuka Kawesha says the UPND administration has presented a clear roadmap for boosting private sector participation and the revamping the economy. Dr. Kawesha says the focus on decentralization is timely as it will enhance the capacity of the local authorities while fostering service provision.
For new innovations is quite exciting as well. So generally and over and above, as we go into fully analyzing and establishing the real impact, if implemented and if effected, the pronouncements that the President has made are carried through, I think we'll put this country in a totally different space. Not only locally, for the local business persons, but within the region and on the continent of Africa. I think we've got a good start. We can see the rebooting of real industry.
And copper belt mine unions have described pronouncements regarding the mining sector by President Hichilema during his address to Parliament as progressive and encouraging. The Mine Workers Union of Zambia, MOVE, says the pronouncement by President Hichilema to have consistent policies in taxation in the mining sector will attract more investment. MOVE's President Joseph Chewa says the announcement of value addition to the country's minerals will create more industries, thereby creating the much-needed jobs for the Zambian people. And the National Union of Miners and Allied Workers, NUMAO, President James Chansa says there's nothing to challenge in the president's speech to Parliament today because everything looks good.
We have listened to the speech by His Excellency and as stakeholders in the mine industry. We want to say that the pronouncements are progressive and developmental and aimed at creating jobs. And this is where Mind of Zambia and the other unions within the industry would want to comment, because he is encouraging production, and when you encourage production, you are creating jobs. He has also talked about the consistency in taxation. I think that is also cardinal for the mines to continue to be stable and plan properly so that they can bring more investment. So this is good, and this is what the union has been saying, can we plan?
And finally, in business news, the Livingston Tourism Association LTA acting chairperson Hireli Kashempa says the president has renewed hope and given assurance to those who have invested in the tourism sector. Mr. Kashempa says the assurance by president that the cost of doing business will be reduced is something the operators have been looking forward to for many years. And Livingston-based activist Akalemwa Sumbwa has praised President Hichilema's roadmap of connecting economic diplomats to the development of Zambia.
The speech itself, particularly addressing tourism, was actually very reassuring. It gives the industry the much needed hope. It's assuring in many aspects, actually, and it was actually great that the government has reaffirmed that tourism itself is actually a priority sector. And that actually gives us the much needed hope and drive, to keep on pushing this industry forward. Also, the fact that the government, or should I say the president, recognizes the fact that the industry has a lot of potential which hasn't actually been realized. I believe that is the basis, to revamp the industry itself.
And that wraps up business news. Thank you so much for watching. Join us again next week at the same time. It's bye for now.
Managing your Zisk Life policy just got easier with the newly introduced Zisk Life app. You can now make payments through MTN Mobile Money, Airtel Money, Zamtel Kwacha, or using your Visa card. You can also submit claims and check statements from anywhere and at any time. Talk about convenience. All you have to do is download the Zisk Life app from either Google Play Store or Apple Play Store and sign up. Go on, download the app today for ease and convenience. For more information, call 838 or visit www.zisklife.co.zm.
Zisk Life, securing you all the way.
Watching ZNBC's main news, and just now we take our second break. We'll be back on the other side. Keep watching.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
The board, management and staff of the Zambia Environmental Management Agency, ZEMA, wish to congratulate His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema on his election as Zambia's 7th Republican President. We also wish to extend our earnest congratulations to her owner, Mrs. Mtalena Lumango, the Vice President of the Republic of Zambia. We wish you God's blessings and wisdom as you lead the nation, particularly in the protection of the environment for sustainable development.
1 for the apple, 2 for the grapple, 3 for the pine, 4 for the berry, 5 for the orange and it's bum 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 bum. See, I like to party with the guys with the apple. This thing is sweet in my body. See, it's taking me higher. Happy apple, happy pine, happy grapple make me feel so fine. Happy apple, happy pine, happy grapple make me feel so fine. Just the real fruit.
And now introducing Appy in a can.
Ishina liandi ninevo gutso nyorongo. Na rekere skulu grade 9 fyadisa fya shupako fyashi impia. So muri ne kumboka ze garden boy na sana mfoko ka program kamukaba napsa akawati na wakayaka pia ko senda na senda wakapia every month kale. Wafunya pa kanono wa tuwala ko kunapsa uleso mshakulu wa napsa wakawati na wakufilia na wakulia filia life para ire paria wabalata mbuku kulipira pension yakati byakula kwa fako na namnaka namukula pacha.
NAPSA. Be smart. Secure your future.
Would you like to win some cool cash? Stand a chance to win your share of 1 million kwacha in the Zamtel 1 Million Empowered campaign. Simply make a transaction from your Zamtel mobile money account and you could be one of the weekly winners of up to 10,000 kwacha. Be empowered with Zamtel mobile money. Dial *344# to activate your account and start transacting. This promotion runs from 28th July to 31st October 2021. Terms and conditions apply. Zamtel, your digital lifestyle partner.
Download the Indo mobile banking app today and do more on the go with benefits such as bank to mobile money transfers, school payments, airtime purchase, bill payments, and so much more. Indo Zambia Bank, supporting you, developing Zambia.
Management and staff of Mansabombwe Town Council wish to congratulate His Excellency the President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, on the resounding victory in the August 12 general elections. The local authority further wishes to congratulate Her Honor, the Vice President, Mrs. Mutale Nalumango, for being the second female Vice President.
The country has in the last 24 hours recorded 3 COVID-19 related deaths. 2 of the deaths were reported from the Copper Belt, while the other one was confirmed in Northern Province. Minister of Health, Sylvia Masebo, says the cumulative number of COVID-19 related deaths stands now at 3,626. Ms. Masebo has also disclosed that in the last 24 hours, the country has recorded 136 confirmed cases of COVID-19. She has told NBC News in a statement that the confirmed cases, which gives an overall 2% national positivity, is from 6,497 conducted tests. The health minister says the country currently has 1,084 active cases of COVID-19. She states that the cumulative number of confirmed cases of COVID-19 now stands at 207,696. Ms. Masebo adds that the cumulative number of recoveries from COVID-19 now stands at 202,986. Lusaka Province Health Director Chola Chongo is concerned with the rising number of people shying away from seeking medical attention at health facilities. Let's get the details in the following report.
COVID-19 pandemic's negative impact has continued affecting people across sectors. Now, some people on lifelong treatment are afraid of seeking medical attention from health facilities for fear of contracting COVID-19. This is according to the observation of Lusaka Province Health Director Chola Chongo. This was when World Vision Zambia handed over these items worth over 100,000 kwacha to Chongo District Hospital in a speech read on Dr. Chongo's behalf.
Many people with other diseases are now afraid to go to health facilities to seek medical attention for fear of contracting the disease. This is a very big issue for people. For example, living with HIV and AIDS, because When contracted, it severely affects people with pre-existing conditions. So how do you ensure that people on lifelong treatment are supported?
And that is why World Vision Zambia is not giving up on equipping medical facilities with COVID-19 preventive materials.
Now, the statistics from Ministry of Health, it's going down a bit, but that doesn't mean we can lose our vigilance and our guard. And we know, looking from other countries, that it comes back in different ways, in different forms. So we cannot forget about keeping up our guard with protecting against the coronavirus.
Meanwhile, Chongwe District Hospital Superintendent Mutinta Chilala was on hand to receive the donated items.
The various supplies today will definitely go a long way to prevent a good number of our staff here at Chongwe District Hospital from coming into direct contact with infectious agents. As we all know, we have lost quite a number of staff due to the pandemic as a country.
It is the hope of the hospital that these materials will build confidence in the medical personnel as well as patients to fight the pandemic as well as other diseases. Ephraim Chilubaze.
Stakeholders in the child development and protection sector have called for the tabling over the Children's Code Bill in Parliament. Save the Children Zambia Technical Specialist Child Rights Governance, Mary Chavola, says the Children Code will help address various issues which affect children. Details are in the following report.
Children are the future leaders of tomorrow. Thus, their social welfare is priority. It is for this reason that different non-governmental organizations are calling for the tabling and passing of the Children's Code Bill in the just opened 13th National Assembly.
The most important Children's Code Bill should also come to fruition. Let's have the Children's Code Bill as one of the bills that are supposed to be handled. We saw in the last sitting of Parliament where the previous administration focused on things that were going to benefit them.
We expect clear commitments to children's rights and women's rights. Particularly, we want to see, the long-awaited enactment of the Children's Code Bill. This bill has in fact denied many children who would have benefited from the progressive provisions of the basic fundamental rights to non-discrimination, to the best interest of the child, to development, survival, and and also survival of the child.
The NGOs have further outlined other aspects they hope the UPND administration will address, among them education, child protection, and health.
To ensure that learners from from early childhood education to grade 12 get access to free education. This is very important because we want every Zambian to have an opportunity to break the poverty cycle. The president himself is a testimony of how free education managed to find him in a remote rural area to where he is today. And I think it is just prudent that he continues that legacy.
So we expect that government will prioritize education, commitments to ensure adequate resources to the child sectors. This includes health and nutrition. We still have high stunting rates at 35%, which is undeniably too high.
However, during the opening of the National Assembly, President Hakainde Hichilema said it is priority for government to provide quality education for children in the country. During the first session of the National Assembly, children's rights and youth empowerment are top of the agenda that cross-sections of society have continued to call for. Leandro Hamwala, ZNBC News in Osaka.
And just now, we take our final break.
The board, management and staff of the Zambia Development Agency would like to congratulate His Excellency Hakainde Hichilema on his election as the 7th President of the Republic of Zambia. The agency also takes this opportunity to congratulate Her Honor the Vice President, Mrs. Mutalena Lumango. Leveraging its mandate, our premier economic development institution looks forward to working with you in driving the structural transformation of the economy and creating a prosperous and equitable Zambia through fostering formalization, establishment, development, and growth of local business enterprises, as well as spurring both domestic and foreign direct investment, including export development and promotion. Congratulations to His Excellency.
We all start differently, but we can all start with the strongest protection. Because some start early, others start late. Some from little homes, others from big ones. Some start together, or all on their own.
It doesn't matter how you start, as long as you start strong. With new Colgate's Maximum Cavity Protection. Now with fluoride plus arginine for 4 times more strengthening power. So that you can give them the strongest start to their day. Colgate. Start strong, stay strong.
Chill, my guy. She sparkles.
Do you guys have anything big?
Oh, a boy.
Cashin is a big soft drinks.
Taste the fun. Big soft drinks come in different flavors.
As a young mom, you're not always sure that you're doing it right. Choosing the best baby care products for your child can sometimes be difficult. So I asked a pediatric nurse for advice, and she recommended BabyMed. Hypoallergenic skincare products specially formulated to suit my baby's fragile and sensitive skin. A complete range of products that makes every baby bath time a moment of tenderness and well-being. BabyMed, his first expert skincare.
Hello, sir. How can I help you?
One fruticana, please.
Sorry, you know English. Kambani mchinyanja ngutendezeni.
Funa go fruticana imozi.
Sinima vera chinyanja.
Bati mkamba chinyanja.
Wo? Ogasoni Wabuka soni adi Rogwane timboda. Wabuka maige.
Don't just keep it for yourself. Fruticana. Share the juice. Share the joy.
We are always moving. Our energy burns throughout the day. How do we stay charged?
Introducing NutriCharge. Nutrition energy shake. All you can drink it, all you can take. All that power in just one shake. A delicious blend of milk and cereal. All the vitamins and minerals. Boost you up and keep you active. All day long now, that's attractive.
NutriCharge.
Presenting Mr. Money! I'm here to tell you what Airtel Money is all about. Move cash from the bank to any Airtel Money account. Are you tired of long bank queues? Get Airtel Money, that's what you use. Mr. Money, he knows it all money. He knows it all. Save and earn interest in your Airtel Money account. Take loans for emergencies and get your right amount. That's right, Mr. Money. He knows Do it all with Airtel Money. Transfer money from your bank account to Airtel Money. Save money, earn interest, and loads more.
I'm gonna tell you why my clothes look bright. I'm gonna tell you why my clothes look clean. Tell you why they smell so nice. I'm feeling fresh, you know what I mean. It's got a little bit of oxy bleach with a nice perfume that will leave your clothes looking rich and have you feeling good. Aloha, yeah. Aloha. You need to try Aloha.
Aloha washing powder. Say hello to fresh.
Thank you so much. And finally, in sports news, the Football Association of Zambia, FAS, says there's need for professionalism in the running of local football. Association Vice President Justin Mumba says the Zambian Premier League has been lagging behind in the development due to lack of professionalism by the majority of the clubs. And Meanwhile, Red Arrow's technical director, Oswald Mutapa, says his team hopes to start on a strong note as it takes on the young Buffaloes of Eswatini in the first leg preliminary round fixtures. The Army will tomorrow battle young Buffaloes in the first leg encounter to be played at the National Heroes Stadium at 15 hours. And Mutapa says the team is determined to win the first game despite facing an experienced side in young Buffalo's side. Mutapa was speaking during a pre-match press conference, and the young Buffaloes coach Sabelo Minisi says the team begins a new journey in the continental football and wants to seal it with a win. Meanwhile, Red Arrow's captain, Benedict Chipeshi, said the team is in high spirits ahead of the game and has been boosted by the presence of players like James Chamanga, who are experienced in the game. In the CAF Champions League, Zesco United will be in action against Loyal Leopards of Eswatini tomorrow. That wraps up the news, but before we go, let's take a quick look at the stories making headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema has officially opened the first session of the 13th National Assembly, setting the tone of his administration's development agenda for the next 5 years.
One Zambia, one nation.
Over the decades, I tried a number of business ventures, but to no avail. I always had a passion and a dream of becoming a commercial farmer, but I lacked financial support. Business was getting tough day by day, not until I took a step and visited Kamko